None may challenge the Brotherhood.
Hey guys, what's up? MadSeason here, back with another video for you. I wanted to start a series where I cover all of the dungeons in classic World of Warcraft, and not just the bosses, because really, a lot of them are pretty self-explanatory, but also stuff like where all the quests are and how to get them, maybe some lore, and where all the rare spawns are if there are any, and what loot you can get, and where the dungeons are actually located, and how to enter them, since some of them are a bit tricky, even requiring keys in some cases. We'll go roughly in order from lowest to highest, starting with the Deadmines here. And yeah, I know that RFC and the Wailing Caverns are lower, but I know the Deadmines more, so I wanted to start with this. So, first up, we have the location. The Deadmines is a level 17 to 20-ish dungeon, the highest level enemy being 21, so if you can, try to get people that are no more than 4 levels under that. You do have a little more wiggle room with DPS, but for your tank and healer, try to get higher level ones if you can. It's located in the Westfall zone, right here in the town of Moonbrook in the south. Once a small farming town, but now overrun by the Deflas gang, a group of footpads and thugs led by the infamous Edwin VanCleef, who led the gang into open rebellion against Stormwind. You can find the entrance to the dungeon through the mines, following the path that you see here. Most of the dungeons in the game are guarded by a plethora of elite enemies, so it's usually a good idea to clear through them together as a group. And for this one, patrolling outside the dungeon is a rare called the Brainwashed Noble, who will drop you a green bind on equip item. Before we head inside though, let's cover all of the quests. Being in the heart of an Alliance-only zone, as you'll imagine, all of the quests are Alliance-only. There are 3 located in Stormwind City. The first 2 are O Brother and Collecting Memories from Wilder Thistle Nettle, located in the bar right here in the Dwarven district. These quests ask you to go to the undead mines just outside the instance and kill the undead for their minor cards, and to kill his fallen brother, Foreman Thistlenettle, and loot his badge. You can find the undead portion of the mines just outside the instance, just hang a left across this bridge here. The Foreman himself is located near the end of the cave system, and again, these are all elites, so you'll want to bring a group. Another quest, called the Underground Assault, can also be found in Stormwind from the NPC Shoni the Shylent, located right here in the Dwarven district, and she asks you to bring back the gnome Spreckle Sprocket, which drops off Sneed Shredder, who's the second boss inside the dungeon. And we also have the Deflas Brotherhood quest, which is like the main one. This one is at the end of a quest chain, which starts and ends with Grind Stout Mantle, located right here in Sentinel Hill and Westfall. You start off by just running letters back and forth from various hubs, and eventually you need to find and kill the Deflas messenger, and then escort the traitor through Moonbrook to show you the location of the gang's hideout. Only then can you get this quest, and at the same time, you unlock the Red Silk Bandanas quest as well from Scout Reel, who's located at the top of the tower right near Grind Stout Mantle. And we also have the Unsent Letter, which is a quest starter. This drops from VanCleef inside the dungeon, of course, and every party member will be able to loot it. And lastly, we have one more which is exclusive to Paladins. They have a quest called the Test of Righteousness, where they need 4 items, one of them being the Whitestone Oak Lumber, and you loot these from the Goblin Woodcarvers located inside the dungeon in the second boss's room. It's part of a chain that ultimately leads to this weapon, and it begins with the NPC Dethurian Ral, located right here in the Stormwind Cathedral. That's it for the quests. Next up, let's get into the actual dungeon. Like I said, this is my first dungeon guide, and I think the best way to do it is to just go boss by boss, and I'll also mention any trash mobs that are tricky in particular. The dungeon itself is very linear, so no worries getting lost. There are no in-game maps in vanilla, but there are add-ons for that if you feel like you need them. But your first boss is rhahk'zor, who's an ogre, and I'll just show you all the loot that he drops as I talk about him, but really, there's not much to say. Again, the bosses in Classic as a whole are very straightforward, and that doesn't mean that they're all trivial, so to speak. Most of the challenge just comes from pure execution of holding threat and healing the spiky damage, and proper coordination with the trash packs. With the earlier dungeons, as you'd imagine, it starts off pretty straightforward, but as you get higher level, things do open up a bit more. But we're getting off track here. Back to rhahk'zor. He just has a lot of health and hits harder pretty much. He does have 2 mobs with him to his left and right, and if you wait, you can pull them separately, but it's not a huge deal if you pull everything anyways. One thing to keep in mind though with this dungeon is that for every boss you kill, a patrol will spawn behind you, so it's prudent to backtrack a bit or just wait so they don't sneak up on you while you're fighting something else. Next, we have a rare spawn, and that's Miner Johnson. Giggity. Right after rhahk'zor, you'll have a fork, and to the left in this dead end, Johnson will sometimes spawn, and he drops the following items, and again, another tank and spank here. But the next boss is Sneed and his shredder. Again, pretty straightforward. You can pull all of the goblins solo just to be safe, and this boss is basically another tank and spank, aside from the fact that he occasionally fears a player, which is why you want to clear that room if possible. At low health, Sneed will actually jump out of his mech and start attacking you, so just be quick to get aggro on him and burn him down as well. Once he's dead, make sure you loot the Spreckle Sprocket from the shredder, and if you're a paladin, loot the goblins for your wood. And just like last time, a patrol will spawn behind you, so go clear him out. But next, we have Gilnid. Lots of trash to clear to get to him. The engineers will summon these little mechs, so try to kill them first and stun them. And as for Gilnid, it's another tank and spank. Once he's dead, make sure that you clear the patrol that spawns behind you. This one spawns pretty far back though, so you can do a few pulls before they catch up. In the room after him will be a locked door with a cannon in front of it, and if you have a rogue or a key, you can just open the door to get in silently. Otherwise, you have to go to this little nook and loot some gunpowder, and use the cannon to brute force your way in. Doing this spawns some extra guards though. And the next boss is Mr. Smite. This is actually a 3-phase boss fight. Throughout the fight, he'll stun the entire group and go switch weapons, and the only thing that you need to keep in mind here is that he has 2 stealthed guards with him, so you want to kill these guys first, because if they're up when he stuns you, you're probably dead. So just focus him down, and if you feel like you need to, you can pull him back a ways. Doing this will increase the time it takes for him to get his weapons, giving you more time to regroup and heal up between the stuns. And next up, we have Cookie. You can find him right after you go up the ramp to the boat, sort of to the left. He patrols a small portion of the boat right here. A pretty simple fight here as well, just try to pull him alone. He drops a really nice wand that your casters will definitely want, and even a Siamese cat. Heading up the boat though, we have Captain Greenskin, and the only tricky thing with him is that he'll be accompanied by 2 ads. So either CC or burn those down first, whichever you desire, and as long as you don't pull extra ads, you should be good. And lastly, hidden in the shadows is Edwin VanCleef, the highest level enemy in the dungeon. He's a bit harder than he first appears because he has 2 stealthed rogues accompanying him. You want to kill these rather than CC them really, because at 50% he summons 2 more ads, so it's best to take care of those before things get out of hand in my opinion. Other than that though, it's just a large amount of damage on your tank. Just pick up the ads when they spawn, stay on top of heals, take them out, and loot his head and get your quest starter, and hopefully by now you've looted all of your bandanas from all the trash in the instance. If not, there are more Deflas on the deck below, and heading east is the actual exit of the dungeon if you prefer to run out as a group. And that's it. Those are the Deadmines in a nutshell, all of their quests, bosses, rares, and loot. Like I said, this is my first dungeon guide, and these early ones are kind of straightforward, but I still wanted to cover them mainly for the quests. They do get more complex the higher level they are, the most labyrinthine ones probably being the Blackrock Depths or the Sunken Temple, so I think those will make for more interesting videos hopefully. I plan on covering all of them as we get ready for the release of Classic, so if you have any suggestions, by all means let me know. In the description, I'll have my whole playlist linked, so definitely check that out if you found this video handy and you plan on doing more. I hope that this video did help though. Like it if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Farewell for now, mortals. We hope you enjoyed today's video. See you again soon.